everyone, welcome to my channel. I haven't really posted a video in a really long time, and there isn't really much to do in the garden at this time of the year. I don't do much of a cleanup in my garden till spring, so I'm just enjoying what's left of the garden. I just wanted to do a little walkabout and show you what the garden was doing today. It is really beautiful, even in its dormant stage. It's slowly things are drying and flower heads are drying. Look at this beautiful little lime hydrangea. All of the flower heads have dried and it's looking really beautiful. I think most of the seed heads just add so much beauty in the garden at this time of the year, and there is something so beautiful about plants just in every stage. I mean, I'm really amazed at all of the beautiful seed heads and flower heads that, you know, change color and kind of become more subtle, but at the same time have a different look to them. So here is my beautiful morning light miscanthus, which has these beautiful blooms that are now a lovely, almost like it's hard to describe. I mean, they are so magical, like wands that, you know, just opened up and are looking so beautiful texturally in the garden. And the foliage has turned a nice straw color, which I absolutely love. And just in the way the garden is hibernating, sleeping, winterizing, it's just looking very beautiful, very subtle in its colors, very muted. The leaves are kind of all over these beds just as blankets, and it's really looking beautiful. The heucheras haven't lost their leaves. I mean, there's lots of color and interest in the garden. Even without a lot of evergreens in my garden, there is so much interest, so much richness, so many seeds for the birds to feed on, so many little nooks and crevices for insects to overwinter and hide. Love how the garden looks at this time of the year. I also am super excited because I started this Boulevard Garden project this year, and I'm excited to see how this is going to turn out for next year. Absolutely beautiful to add new plants in this area, and I actually want to finish this project next year, kind of have some sort of a cohesive space here, have a little walkway, and then just plant around it. So I'm thinking about some ideas, some things to dream and doodle on over the winter months, but absolutely looking really beautiful and really subtle in its mood right now, but at the same time very powerful. I feel like at this time of the month, the garden, it's what, early December almost. This is the 1st of December, and it's really beautiful in the way the garden is looking and appearing at this time of the year. I love the sedum seed heads. I love the echinacea seed heads. It's just absolutely beautiful. And I also wanted to share with you a couple of winter planters that I've made in the last couple of weeks, just to add a little bit of interest at my entrance. I'm still working on my entrance for winter, but this is a beautiful planter that I have created for the entrance. I've used curly willow, I've used magnolia, and I've used some spruce greens and some sugar cones and just some decorations I had lying around. This year I went with more of a yellow and tan theme, and I think it looks really nice with all of the colors right now in the garden. And love making these planters for the winter and doing something different each year. And I am really loving these curly willow stalks. They are so beautiful and so grand. I love how they look. And then this planter here, I just put some of my old red twig dogwoods that I've had. I think I've had these now for 4 or 5 years, and they still look good. I'm still working on this one. I might add some lights, I might add some more greens in there. I'm not really sure. But it's really beautiful at this time of the year. I mean, when the sun hits you and you see all these muted colors, it really looks beautiful. And I also love how the roses have kind of frozen in place. I mean, the leaves are still beautiful, but you know how they were all budding and they've suddenly now frozen in that state, and they look very, very pretty. And honestly, I'm absolutely looking forward to next season, how the garden is going to be, how it's going to wake up. And beautiful. I mean, the calendula is still going. We've had some hard frosts already, but I need to clear these planters. I haven't really done that yet. But you know, I just love enjoying this moment in which the garden slowly goes to sleep and slowly goes back into its dormant state, and I absolutely love it. Here's Ollie. And so I absolutely love how it's looking at this time of the year. I just wanted to give you a snapshot of my garden. I haven't posted in a long time. Like I said, I'm not really doing anything active in my garden at the moment. Just, you know, there's been some snow already. Leaves are gathering everywhere, and here's another morning light miscanthus with its beautiful plumes. And the garden is, you know, as you can see, it looks like it should look at this time of the year, and I love this look. I think it's really beautiful in this state, and you really get to appreciate the different state in how the plants die and how they look when they are, you know, withering and dying and seeding. And look at this echinacea. The birds have been munching on the seeds, and it's just glorious. I love how red the bark is of this Sangukaku. This is coral bark maple that I recently planted this season, looking absolutely beautiful. I can't wait for it to grow bigger and what it's going to be in the years to come. And here's another grass that I added, and that's one thing I did this season, was add a lot of grasses in my garden. This is, I think, Gracillus miscanthus, and this is just magical with its plumes. I love how this looks, how feathery this looks, how beautiful this looks at this time of the year. And here is my woodland garden. I mean, it is covered in leaves, but it's still very beautiful. There's something very peaceful walking in the garden at, you know, this time of the year. You know, I still have my autumn ferns that are green. I do have hellebore leaves peeking through, and they are green. So these should start blooming for me in March. So I'm looking forward to that. The Virginia leaves have turned really dark burgundy. Excuse the noise. I think there's a very noisy truck in the back there. So I'm going to hit the pause button and let it pass. It was one of those trucks that cleans the streets. I think it's still passing, but passing really, really slowly. But let me just give you a good view of what the backyard garden is looking like. Things are, like I said, lots of seeds, lots of plants are still green. I think roses hold on to their leaves for a really long time in the garden. So there's still a lot of greens. The lavender stays evergreen, and it really turns this blue color. And it's so vivid against all of these leaves that are mulching all of these beds. Yeah, I mean, it's really, really beautiful. It's really satisfying to kind of look back at all the work you've done and all of the things you've planted this season, and just go through what's here. And I'm excited to build upon this and add more things. Although I kind of feel like my garden is getting very full and very saturated, I think that there might be still opportunities to learn and, you know, redo things and replace things and reposition them. So I'm excited for what the new year is going to bring. Look at how beautiful this Vernonia looks with its dried seed heads. Isn't that beautiful? That's gorgeous. The color is so beautiful. My vegetable beds have gone to sleep as well. This has been a fantastic addition this year, and I've really enjoyed this area. And I can't believe how far it's come. I mean, it's really grown. And I did plant many things here, which I'm excited about. I have lots of herbs here that are still going. I have sage that is still hardy here. I planted lots of thyme in the and sage in here, so this should be perennializing for me and looking gorgeous next year. So I'm looking forward to that. Oak leaf hydrangea has turned beautiful colors, and it's still holding on to its leaves, which is awesome. I do have lots of buds on this magnolia. I'm looking forward to it blooming next season. And grasses, more grasses. This is the same grass I showed you. It's gorgeous. I love how it's looking there, and I can't wait for it to mature. So yeah, I mean, the veg garden, the backyard garden is looking great. I've really enjoyed spending time in my garden. This is the rainbow pillar serviceberry, which I planted here, and it's still holding on to its leaves that have turned this brilliant orange yellow color, and it's gorgeous. I have red twigs here as well, which will add some winter interest. Lots of beautiful things to look forward to next year, and I'm really excited. And one other thing I'm really excited is that next year I will consider getting rid of the middle part of my lawn and converting everything into a garden and walkway, and just getting rid of this grass, because there is no point having a little bit of grass here. It's not really serving me any purpose. And I think it'll be nice for me to redo this area and include something else in here instead of the grass. I might create a little seating area in the middle and then plant around it. That's one thought I have. But because I back onto a really noisy street, I do not want to sit very close to it. So I've also been toying, at different ideas. I might do more vegetable gardening in the back here, because I do get a lot of sun in this spot here. So I think there is lots to be done here. I might use it all for planting and have a little bench here instead. And the more plants I can add, the happier I will be, I'm sure. So I'm excited about that, and the possibilities of what I can turn this into. I've worked hard on it. I've created like paths in different areas. So I think I might even join up this path and make it more interesting with this other woodland path, and just do different creative things with it. And if I don't love it, I can always grow grass here. It's not a big deal, but I don't think there's any coming back to grass after you've had an experience of having a garden and growing different things and enjoying them. So that's just the thoughts I want to leave you with today. I know I've been missing in action for a long time. I've been busy doing other things. I've been really working on other projects. I've been working full time, and it's been a busy time for me. And I also got sick in the middle, and I've been recovering now and feeling better. So I'm hopeful for the next season. And with that, I wanted to end this video and wish everyone who's joining me a very beautiful day. If you're joining me for the first time, my name is Preeti. I garden in Zone 6 in Toronto, and I love sharing my garden with you all, and I hope you will catch me in my next video as well. And hit the like, subscribe button if you want to continue and follow me along. I will really appreciate that. Thank you so much for joining.